Welcome to the VBSC podcast. My name is Greg Herceg. I am your host. And this is the podcast where we talk about all things volleyball, strength, and conditioning. And if you can't tell, I'm in a different location today. I'm on my post Waupaca vacation that I take every year at my in laws. But we are here with kind of the whole squad. We've got Coach Dion, Coach Gerry, Coach Sarah, and Coach CC might still be here or not. If she is, nope, she's gone. She's just in her car anyway. She's got some volleyball practice to run. And we've got Coach Sarah is also taking the car call today because of volleyball. So yeah, today it's going to be a little bit of a different one. You know, this is going to come out a week later, but we had Waupaca this past weekend, and me, Dion, and Gerry all played together. Got to meet up for the first time. Got to play some volleyball in a format of volleyball that none of us are familiar with and none of us are play. So we were kind of figuring it out on the fly. And we were basically just going to do like a post Waupaca kind of recap. So like lessons, just kind of takeaways, things we want to focus on in training, things we want to focus on for, you know, the next tournament that we're playing or those type of things. And just do a little bit of recap there. And yeah, just kind of debrief based on how the weekend went. So just overall, just for a little bit of information, I guess we'll take even one step back of talking about Waupaca Boat Ride. And Waupaca Boat Ride is one of, if not the biggest outdoor volleyball tournaments in the world. It takes place in Oshkosh, Wisconsin every year. It's the second weekend of July. And this year, they apparently set a world record for team signups, 3,900 teams with over 450 grass courts set up. Or they said 450 courts. There was some beach volleyball there as well. And it basically starts like Wednesday, Thursday, Friday with an AVP event. And then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, they do grass. And it goes like Friday is co-ed fours, Saturday is the big grass triples, which is sort of the main event. And then Sunday, they do a few things. They do Revco, they do somewhere in there, they do co-ed doubles as well. And it's just a crazy tournament. So much fun. Thousands of people there, vendor booths, like people are camping. There's just tents set up all over the place. The weather was beautiful. It was like 85 and sunny the entire time we were there. And we just had a great time. So yeah, we kind of all got there, met up together Friday, got to go see all the vendors, watch some beach volleyball, ran into some clients. And then Saturday we played, and Sunday we kind of like went our separate ways and everybody got themselves home. So it was a good time. We played double A, which is the second highest division, and it was insanely competitive. It was like I wasn't expecting it to be like easy by any means or anything like that, but like we like played some really good teams. We went 2-4 in pool play, and we lost in the first round of the playoffs because it was just one. We don't have a lot of grass experience between. I think Gerry might have the most, or maybe me, and that's not really saying a lot. And just really, really good teams that we played against, and we didn't play bad at all. Like I thought we played pretty good volleyball, but just super competitive teams. So I guess we'll kind of go just from the two of you guys. Start with Dion, give a little bit of kind of like recap, some takeaways, anything like that, because I've already been talking for a while. We can circle back to me at some point.
Well, yeah, it was a blast. It was a really cool tournament to be a part of. It was cool to meet you guys in person too. For all the listeners out there, Greg is indeed as big as he looks. He's a big dog in person, so love that. But yeah, no, it was really cool. The environment was awesome. Like Greg said, so many people. And yeah, it was competitive in double A. It was really competitive. And I think in our pool too, the first team that we played ended up making it all the way to, I think, semis. They lost in
Wow.
semis. So, and like just to have an idea, like to give the listeners an idea of like how competitive it was, the guys that made it to semis, I think we lost like 21-17 or something like that. Like it was like a 4-point game, in both sets. So it
And
was
that was
pretty competitive.
our first time ever playing together. And
Yeah.
we like we hung with those guys pretty well. Like we had no idea what we were doing.
Yeah. No idea. Yeah. Um, yeah. So I think it was a really cool experience. My biggest takeaway, I think, from the tournament, and I've been thinking about this for the last few days, is the connection of so I felt this in our playoff match. The thing that brought me to thinking about this was um for the whole day I felt like I was playing pretty mediocre for my own standards until the playoff match when we had that like little talk together because for the people who don't know, which is everybody, we were losing our playoff match like 20, was it 27 to 24 or something like that? And it was
in a game to 30.
yeah, in a game to 30. And we had like a little huddle. And we're like, do we need to make any changes? And at this point, I was setting and I was like, okay, let's put me back on the left. We'll give this a go. And anyway, I looked at my whoop after the game. And over that like next 20-minute period, because we ended up going 44-42, which is absurd, my heart rate was like over 165 the whole time. So it was like there was like a 7 minute stretch where it was over 175 beats per minute or something like that. And that got me thinking about how much I was in like a flow state during that time. I feel like after we made that switch, and I think that some of the reason that I was so able to stay in the moment for that like whole stretch because I felt like I was siding out like really, really well. Anyway, yeah, I was locked in, and I think that part of the reason for that is because I was able to be in the moment so much because I was like my body was just under this immense amount of stress that I could just stay in each moment because all I was focused on was the fact that I just felt like death because of the heat and my high heart rate. Like I was I was hurting, but I was like every single point I was only in this moment. And that was my biggest takeaway from the weekend. So anyway,
Yeah, you
sorry for
sided out at a crazy high level. Like there's some clips I put up the post today. Two of those clips are from that where you're literally just like hitting over the blocker and you're like clipping his fingertips, but like just straight up hitting over top of him and scoring almost like they had like maybe one or two digs at the end, which is really all they needed in a match like that. Um, but yeah, just siding out at like a crazy high, like swinging super high, swinging super deep. Just there's nothing they could do about it for the most part. It was pretty awesome. Yeah. Um, and yeah, we'll do a whole stretch on that playoff game too because that was pretty wild. The whole situation was really interesting. But I wanna circle to Gerry really quick here, get some takeaways.
Out of a few, it was just different adjusting because obviously we don't play the sport. So I think we could have been a bit better at making those adjustments quicker, but a few of the typical adjustments were like serving, or a couple of things to keep in mind was like the no let serves. So everyone's taking everything with the hands. Greg and I are beach players, so we're not used to that at all. So that was like a little thing, which I think we actually did pretty well with. And then for me, like I didn't really get into a good rhythm in terms of blocking. I was kind of split between like just going for a normal beach jump and then doing a swing block. And then when I looked back at the footage, I was like, dang, I was not synced up in time. So I feel like that's such a big area of improvement for me. And like little things like where you're standing on defense or just in threes in general, I felt like for me, I would peel off the net into the sharp angle, but they would never beat me there. They'd always beat us in that hard, deep mid seam. So just making that quick adjustment to get off the net and take what's actually being abused by the other team, um, was like a big thing. Just like looking back at the film now, which is why I really like looking at or taking the film and taking the time to look back at it, is you really get to understand exactly what those adjustments look like for the next time.
Yeah, I filmed the only one that I filmed was game like match one. And I think it's we might have talked about this on the last podcast too, like filming your first game of the day and then reviewing that film immediately when you're done so you can see those type of things like right away. And so I figured out some things on like my attacking and everything like that where I wasn't because I'm so used to playing beach like I don't have time for always for like a really big draw, but like in grass, like you definitely I mean you've got another 4 to 6 inches of vertical, which is like a ton of time in the air to like really take like a big arm swing. And so to see that immediately was super helpful. But yeah, I think overall, like our biggest maybe struggle as a team probably was blocking. And to be fair, it's solo block on a big court almost every time. Like you're at a massive disadvantage as a blocker, like the whole time, right? But especially with like me playing defense, as like our main defender. Um, if we could have had just like super stellar blocking, that would have helped a lot. But it's like you have to take such crazy angles and something like that because there's just so much court that there's not a whole lot you can do about it. So you really have to set the expectations properly, I think, with something like that. Because I don't know if people are like, we only ran ones and twos. Like, do people run threes and fours in grass triples? Like, I don't know. You know what I mean? That's just like our lack of experience kind of coming for something like that, where it's like maybe we could have tried some of that stuff, but we were just working on getting the basic format down, So but still like super fun time, super fun tournament. I've got another grass tournament that I'm playing. I think it's August. It'll be men's grass fours. That's a good time too. But yeah, I think like the whole playoff game, I think that deserves its own segment too, because so they went to like an upper playoff and like a lower playoff. It was like contenders. And I think we were all kind of in agreement. Like when, the team was late, we were there early, we were like fully warmed up. We saw the other team and we're like, saw them warm up and we thought we were just going to steamroll them. And it didn't help that we went up like 4-1. Like we went up early, but they like actually warmed up and they got in their groove. And yeah, we almost lost. Like, what was it? We were down like 29-27 or 29-26, something like that in a game to 30. And I think they made an error. Gerry came up with like a huge block at like 29-28 to get us tied up to go to overtime.
Gerry came in
But
so clutch there.
yeah, because we didn't, I
Man,
mean,
like
go ahead.
just like one of his like he already mentioned, like he struggled with blocking over the day. One of his only blocks in the day was just happened to be in the most clutch time that it could have ever been in.
Yeah. Yeah, it was wild because they had, I mean, their setter was good. He was really short, so like, but still a good defensive option. Their outside was not that tall, but like, and their right side had crazy range, like crazy. Like he was hitting insane angles, and he blasted me in the face. My head still like I'm bruised like on my eyebrow from the brim of my hat because it just blew me up and like hat went flying, glasses went flying. I don't think we have that on film.
Can
He had insane range. It was wild.
can I jump in here for a second too?
Yes, please.
When you got blasted in the face there, I'm willing to take a lot of credit for that because right before that play, I went up to Gerry and I was like, "Listen, man, he's beating you cross every time. You need to make him beat you down the line." And then literally the next play, he murders it down the line directly into your face.
To
So
be
I,
fair, I guess that means we all did the right thing.
yeah, exactly.
And to be fair to me, I did get the ball up. It
You
just
did.
there was like no way for you guys to chase it down. It went too far away. But I had like almost a cut on my eyebrow I could feel it still a little bit from the brim of my hat. But yeah, I mean, like just a solid team. Like we definitely underestimated them. For sure underestimated them for like the first, portion of the game. And then they were siding out really well. Um, and yeah, we ended up like then at the end, like we were all siding out really well. Like we said, Dion, like you were going crazy. I was siding out at a high percentage. We were going back and forth. And we think we lost 44-42, but I don't think we actually know what the score was. I think
Online it
we were
says 46-48.
46-40.
Oh
I feel like
my
it's 44,
gosh.
46 though, if I had to guess. But
So crazy.
I don't know.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
don't think anybody really knows, but it was pretty wild. And this was first round of the contenders playoff. So like people, also other people who like lost in their pool, and like that's how competitive it was. Where it's like we lost the first round of that contenders, and then we played pretty well against the team that lost in the semis of the upper playoffs, like the higher level playoffs. So it's like that's how tight that double A division was, and really like just crazy competitive. So um, yeah, I guess in preparation. So we were kind of talking about this. I had a little bit of issue with my left quad. It was like playoff. Yeah, it was playoff match 2 because we went back to back. So we had to play again right after. Where like my left VMO, I didn't tweak it, but it like felt like it was pretty borderline. And it's something like I've been feeling that for like it's just been feeling off for like a few weeks. And I think it's because just one of the reasons, like I have not been doing a lot of deep squatting just in my training at all. If we just kind of bring this back to strength conditioning a little bit, I've not been doing deep squatting. And so I think that my VMOs, which are usually like at least physique wise, like a strong suit for me, because I've squatted so much in my life, they just got a little detrained. And they just weren't able to handle some of those landing forces because I know even at that point in the game too, like I was getting a lot of sets. I think that's about the time Dion started setting, and he was setting me really well, and I was siding out well in that match too. So I was getting a lot of sets, and it's like it couldn't handle it. So it's fine now. Like I worked out yesterday, like nice and easy, but definitely gonna make that a focus now, is getting back to more deep squatting again, like front squatting one day, back squatting one day, all like is kind of what I'm thinking, just to make sure that like I have that handled and the quads can handle their job. So I'm curious, because CC brought this up in the prompt too, like what kind of training emphasis or training changes you guys are going to make going forward into like your next tournament or your next just training phase in general.
Hmm. Good question. I think for me, the big thing is going to be a focus on becoming all like more athletic rather than strength-based training. Because I did not feel particularly athletic in that tournament. I think you can see in the video too, if if anyone goes and watches the video, I felt like I looked not that athletic, especially doing certain things. And I think that that's something I definitely want to focus on. I'll probably get into some more like unilateral stuff and just some like I want to work on my mobility in a whole lot of aspects and just get more athletic. That's the
Yeah.
big.
So when you say more athletic, like what specific qualities are you thinking? Like obviously you said mobility, but like what other specific qualities?
Yeah, like I think some of the things that I noticed were like even just the way that I'm like if you watch me run, which like seems like such a small thing, but like watching me run, like it's almost like when I'm trying to accelerate, I don't have the like proper technique. Like it looks like I'm like top speed running when I'm accelerating. And then
Mm.
like it's just definitely something I need to like work on my mechanics with. And I've never done like sprint training or anything like that, but I think it could be definitely helpful. My like thoracic rotation, I think needs a lot of work. Um, yeah, just like anything with like that, with the emphasis of acceleration, especially from a stop, I think needs work. And my approach needs work.
Your approach is good. It's just like when you're going to a surface you're not used to playing on and barefoot. So Dion was the only one of us that played barefoot. And so it's like that's going to change mechanics on a lot of those things too. And it's going to change your confidence level on doing things to like your full aspect because your brain subconsciously is like really not sure what's going to happen, right?
Mm.
And so that'll take some of those things into account. You know, good thing we're all going through a speed and agility certification right now, so that'll help with some acceleration mechanics. But
Yeah.
yeah, Dion actually texted me yesterday, and he was like, he's like, I think I should hire a coach, like a trainer. And I told him to find someone that is not us to do that. And the reason why I suggested him to do that was so that he can like learn some of these things. Like, is there just like blind spots in our training methodology that we're just unaware of, right? We recently added a lot more speed and agility training to our training protocols. But like I've worked in the past with a ton with people who are in no, like not even volleyball trainers. They're like have nothing to do with this and have been able to pick up like a lot of good stuff. So I did recommend to him like go find someone else. You know what I mean? Instead of like working with me or working with Gerry or CC or Sarah, like see if we can't learn from other people who are doing this at a high level, you know, just to see if there's anything that we're missing. So yeah, I think it's good feedback and always good to see yourself on film. I think we were just talking about this too. Like you might have said this, Dion, is like the film always like looks worse than you feel when you're doing it. And that's 100% true. 100% true.
Yeah. Yeah.
Gerry, what
It's
about
true for
oh,
like
go ahead. Go ahead.
90%. True for like 90% of the circumstances. And then I feel like everyone goes through something where it's like there's like those off circumstances where it's like you feel like that felt really good and the video absolutely confirms it. So I think there's times of both.
For sure. Gerry, what about you? Moving forward here.
I think a lot of it on the technique side. So since I'm still switching my approach, or I'm in the later-ish stages of switching it, it just did not feel synced up. And then especially on the block, just a lot of room for improvement. I think all I really should have done, or the easiest fix ever, would have just been to take some warm-up blocks before the game because I didn't do that at all. And I think that would have like I haven't calculated how much time it takes me to do a full swing block and press over the net. So like when they're running any kind of tempoed set, I don't know, like it's not going to be perfectly synced up, which that was a really could have been an easy fix. But body wise, like I felt pretty good. I also wasn't hitting for most of the day. I probably hit like 10 to 25% of the time. So not too much volume there, but for me, big things are just like making strides, especially in approach, continuing. So
Yeah, I don't know if we've ever talked about this, but because you play beach, like, or do you typically defend or block or split?
um, most of my time has been blocking until the last like 2 years, which I've
Mhm.
been kind of split slash defending, depending on time of year, pretty much.
Gotcha. And partner.
Yeah, pretty much just based on the partner. When I was up in Tallahassee, it would be blocking pretty much 80% of the time. And then when I'm down here, I was 80% defending. And
Mm.
now lately it's been like a 50-50 split.
You guys will see. I don't know if I have any videos, but you'll be able to see in the videos that Gerry put two of our matches up on YouTube. Gerry's got a ridiculous arm swing. Like I've got some crazy pictures that Steph took. The one that I sent you guys. There's like a couple like that with just like insane external rotation. Like if you like me and Gerry are like opposite ends of the spectrum on like arm swing technique for sure. Which is it's cool to see. Like it was awesome. Big fan. Got to get a little bit more of that. There's something else I was going to say about that too, but I don't remember what it was. So yeah, like overall, just kind of wrap up, like super cool experience. Awesome to meet you guys. Dion, you know, kind of what you said before, like it's so funny. This is the exception, but it's like anytime I've just being in the fitness world, when you meet fitness people in person, they are always shorter than you expect them to be. Like I've met, you know, friends at like masterminds and things like that. And it's like they're like jacked, and then you meet them and you're like, oh, you're 5'8". So like it makes sense. You know what I mean? Not the this is the exception for sure. Cause I think we're all like pretty close in height. Like I'm like 6'3" or so. Like we were all pretty close, like in the pictures and everything like that.
Yeah.
And it was cool. We met some clients. Vaslav was there, Nick was there, Alex was there. There's some clients that we didn't even see because one of the only downsides of Waupaca is like most people do not have cell service or like barely have cell service. So like to be able to coordinate with people and be like, oh, what court are you on? Come over to this court. Like it's really hard. So I don't even think we saw like a lot of the people who we could have because there's thousands of people there at 460 volleyball courts. Like it's just really hard to coordinate with people. But It was super cool. We got to see Vaslav jump test. He jumped real high.
He did
We're gonna
jump high.
hit a workout on Friday morning. Friday morning at 7. Me and V are gonna go work out together, so that'll be cool.
Heck yeah.
And yeah, it was just a great experience. I'm already ready to go again next year, and we'll be more prepared for that. So, any final takeaways from you guys before we call it a day?
All good.
I don't think so.
Appreciate you guys doing that for me. It was cool. It was a good time. So, yeah, thanks for everybody listening. If listening to this on podcast platforms, make sure you subscribe. Apple Podcasts and Spotify are our two highest performing ones. So I'm assuming you're listening there. If you are watching this on YouTube, definitely subscribe to the channel. Drop a comment down below with episode topics on what you think we should do. But otherwise, we appreciate you listening, and we will see you next week.